Hey, what's up, Phantom Pain? It's Elysian Day here. It's time. Phantom Pain has said, let's get Endor Speeder Bike Pursuit Raid. It's everybody's favorite. Yes, it is. We all know it's not, but at the same time, everybody take a look at these juicy posh rewards. Last time, our previous attempt, look how close we got. Look how close we are now, even 81 million. Last time we got 1,500 Mark III raid tokens. Just a little more effort, we can make it a cool 2,000, and so on. Hey, I know it's not our favorite, but what I want to do is I want to show you just an example of how we can do this raid well. Right? At least reasonably well. Okay? So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to take a look over at my Discord where I can see I've been asked to do Tier 5, right? Luke and Chewie for about 1 million damage. All right. Anybody here ever tried to run Luke and Chewie? You know it doesn't work too well. Chewie seems to kind of fail a lot. He doesn't seem to do what people think he does. Well, let's jump in and I'll show you what I mean. All right, Chewie, time to chew some stuff up. It was funnier sounding in my head. I'm going to hit auto and show you what happens here. Most of the time we just click auto and then we put our phone back in our pocket or something like that. But actually watch what's going on here. You can see that both of my guys have this green buff. All right? And that green buff is called Jam. You can also see they've got the blue shield. That's like bonus hit points. And then the blue one they have now is their regular health. Right. Kind of rolling through here on nothing but net, just autopilot. Got about 500,000. This is actually a pretty good run, just for auto. All right, Chewie just went down. And then Luke's going to go down in a second. So we got about 700,000 damage. Okay, that's actually not too shabby. Most of the time, you get quite a bit less than that. If you've all run it, you probably know you get about 300,000 most times. So let's discard that one as just crazy good luck. But what I'd like you to see here is something else that you can do. I want you to understand something about this fight. Take a look. If I go into the details and I click on Overview on the left, I can see what the faction bonus for Rebels really does. Take a look. It says, when this character uses a basic, they repair all allies. They repair all allies. That's really critical. So let me take a look here for a moment. Instead of jumping in on auto, where we can use some of these other abilities that we don't really need too much, the ones that put those stacks of jam on our guys, I'm just going to choose select, and I'm going to do a auto basic instead. Let's see how different it is. We got some really good RNG the first time around. Let's see how it plays out this time. Notice we've got lots of shields. They haven't even gotten to our regular health yet. And that's because our basics are healing us. And when we're at full 50 health, they start to add shields. Look at that, we got 84, almost triple health. They seem to be focusing on Chewie a little bit, though. He's taking some damage, but he's still 100% health. Just going auto basic. Look at this, this is great. Now, the reason why we're fighting commandos and shadow scout troopers is because we weren't putting any jam on our guys. When you jam the enemy, then when they reinforce, you get the crappier ones like scout trooper recruits, okay, or regular scout troopers. When you're not jamming people, then you get these commanders and shadow scouts popping out. All right, there we go. Look at that. What was the difference there? We're talking about 700,000 damage to 1,000,000. When I look back at what I was estimated to get, 1,037,000, I got 1,056,000. The bot was spot on, but it understood a little bit more about the moves than I did, right? Previously, rebels do best with a basic, which is really, really nice. Now, there's a lot more we can learn about this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and discard it here. That's probably one of the better rolls I've gotten in a while, so I'm throwing away a few points. Sorry about that, guys, but I'll stick with it. But I want you to see a couple things here. If you actually want to try the fight, let's take a moment and learn how. Okay, so we've seen a couple of things here. The two major focuses. Our guys can heal themselves with a basic. Right? Only rebels can do this. It's this ability here they get from their faction bonus. Okay, only rebels heal on their basic. But then I've also got these two specials. The first one does damage and adds a stack of jam to the person who fired it. The second one damages all of my enemies and gives everybody a stack of jam. So the first one is crappy, and the second one is really good. I want to be using my basic a lot to stay healthy. So I'm not going to use this middle move at all. I want to use this one to get some stacks of jam so that I'm fighting less of those shadow troopers, for example, and more scout troopers. That's going to mean I can kill them faster and get more points. I want to be focusing on my basic a lot, right, in order to heal. Right over here, right below the name Scout Trooper Recruit, you'll see a 1%. That's the enrage timer. Okay? If we take a look at this, when recruits get defeated, it adds a smaller boost to the rage timer. And so when I can jam them, they're A, easier to kill, and B, they don't boost the enrage timer quite so much. So that jam piece is really important. On top of that, this one damages all of them. So I really want to try to spread that damage out as best I can. So watch what I do. I'm going to go ahead and hit them both. Get some stacks of jam. Okay? Increase the chance of incoming waves being lower. Then I'm going to start switching some basics, but I'm going to go back and forth between my two enemies. All right? So they die kind of around the same time. Notice we've still got lots of shields, and we're good. Got some scout troopers this time. I'm not going to use my middle ability. I'm going to bounce back and forth because I want to use this move here to damage all of them. Boom. And to really maximize what I get out of using that ability. Kind of jumping back and forth on them. So here you can see about 13 stacks. They both died, and what do they get replaced by? Scout Trooper recruits. No big deal. All right. So if we're looking here, I'm at 28% enrage timer and about 280,000 damage. So that's roughly equivalent in that regard. So I'm right on track for about 1,000,000 points. And this is how you would play these guys. Notice we're still quite healthy. We've got our shields up. I don't want to use this middle ability. So there's two ways you can do this. You can go to auto, but then auto basic with your, what do you call them? Your rebels, right? Or if you want to play the game, please understand that you want to be bouncing back and forth between divert attention to get jam and damage them all right? And the basic to heal your guys up. And then jump back and forth between the enemies so they fall about the same time. All right, everybody, hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your night. Feel free to stick around if you want to watch me fight and see how well I do. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot to learn about from here on. You've got the gist of it. Good luck out there. Let's go hit Endor and have some fun at the same time. Give me some feedback if you'd like. But if you always kind of thought that this game mode was a mystery, I'm going to be unpacking it with a variety of these videos over the next, couple of weeks or so. So I hope that this will be helpful and that you'll enjoy it. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Let's see what shows up. Recruits. I love it. You can actually get some good crits on occasion. I've seen them die from like 30 or 40%. Health. But I just want to kind of pick them off. Weaken them. AoE. Nice, I'm liking that. Starting to lose ground a little on my score. Looks like we might be under 1 million. Now, there is some RNG that can play out. So, for example, if you look at Luke right now, he's at 39 shields, whereas Chewie's at 19 shields. If the enemy is kind of focusing down one of your characters and hitting them more than the other, then they can just overpower your ability to heal, and you'll end up losing. Right? They'll go down soon, but, hey, just run it again. No big deal. I know that's not exactly what people want to hear, but at the same time, it works. Just run it again. Notice these guys are all just scout troopers. I am loving it. This is wonderful. The recruits, I mean. Nothing special. Just the little baby guys. More recruits. Fantastic. And of course, that's what it's going to be. And notice I've got 13 stacks of jam. Of course, it's going to be recruits. And I have to have some really bad luck for anything other than recruits to show up. Notice here we're at about 800,000 and we're at 95% enrage. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get too great. But at this point, what I want to do, since they're going close to enrage, is just kind of focus on just one guy. Because I don't know if I'll be able to get both of them down. And this way, if they do enrage, he's enraged right now, there's not as tricky to be able to, hopefully. Oh, good, we got him down. Nice. Yeah, so I got about 900,000 or so. And they're going to get down real quick after this. He's got to start popping us. Yep. Just like that. Boom. All right. Nice. All right, well, I hope that was enjoyable for you. I'm going to go ahead and discard that, see if I can get that 1,000,000 point run again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Take care.